Test, 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 test. Snap. Hi everyone, I'm Susan Steele. I'm the Vice President of Client Services at Taoti Creative, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about upgrading your site to Drupal 9. We get asked a lot of questions, so we're going to walk through things. Staying on Drupal 7 or Drupal 8 past their end-of-life date opens your organization up to security and technical risks. By upgrading, you're going to make sure your site will be supported by the Drupal community. So you should definitely make the switch before losing official support, but time is running out. You need to start the process as soon as possible if your site is on Drupal 8, since the Drupal community will support it until November 2nd, 2021. If your website is on Drupal 7, it'll be supported by the Drupal community until November 28th, 2022. However, the good news is, even though you have less time to upgrade your Drupal 8 site, upgrading from Drupal 8 to Drupal 9 should be pretty straightforward in most cases. If you're on Drupal 7, don't let that November 2022 date get you. Depending on the complexity of your site, upgrading from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9 could be a complicated process. Everyone has to do this. There's going to be a surge in demand for developers who can complete the work as the date approaches. Starting now gives you more time to make sure your site is fully upgraded and running smoothly before the Drupal version you're using loses support. For a standard, non-complex Drupal 8 site, you can expect the upgrade to Drupal 9 to cost anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000. However, if your site is more customized and uses certain functionalities like a custom search or an email integration, you should anticipate a budget of $10,000 or more. We recommend starting with a $2,000 audit to assess the complexity of your site. This audit will help determine how long it will take and the total cost to upgrade your site. The state of your current site will dictate how long and how expensive it is to upgrade. There is no easy answer, but we've tried to simplify it with some sample upgrade paths. First, you need to determine whether your site is standard or complex. Some examples of functionalities that could complicate your upgrade include external functionalities. Those are things like integrations with email services, Salesforce and HubSpot, third-party and custom APIs like Google Maps and social media, custom search, and single sign-on. Some internal functionalities that could come into play are e-commerce, complex files or PDF library identities, complex administrative permissions, and custom modules. This depends on how complex your site is. Though we can't guarantee a timeline without reviewing the site, we've upgraded a Drupal 8 site to Drupal 9 in 4 weeks. This will include your time for the upgrade as well as your project management and quality assurance testing. Regardless of how complex your site is, moving from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9 is going to feel more akin to a rebuilding of your site than just a simple software upgrade. In our experience, this effort is about 80 to 90% of your original site build's level of effort. So if you spend $100,000 on your website redesign, it could take around $80,000 to move to Drupal 9. Of course, this is a rough estimate that will depend upon the complexity and the size of your site. The upgrade from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9 is pretty complicated and will take months to complete. Because of the cost associated with this, now is a good time to consider redesigning your site altogether. We estimate if you plan for another 30% more of your budget, we could do a complete redesign of the look and feel of your site along with the technology upgrade. Because this process is more complicated than the Drupal 8 to Drupal 9 upgrade, the steps are a bit more high level. Each site's process will look different, but here's generally what we would do. We would conduct a site audit and evaluate the technology. We would elevate any custom integrations and functionalities in our findings. And then we would create a site audit report with recommendations and overall estimation. Taoti Creative wants to help you make this upgrade easy for you and your organization. If you need more information, check out our Drupal 9 Resource Center, or you can reach out to us on our website at taoti.com.